Terrell here, and I'm back again with another review, this time for Demigod, The Legend Rises, straight out of Fantastic Fest 2022. This is one of the dopest movies, I think, of the lineup out of all the movies that we watched. This is a pure mix of puppetry, tokusatsu, special effects, everything that you can think of, and I can do nothing but imagine that this movie took years to make. Like, I couldn't. Oh my goodness, just the intricate set pieces, the movement, everything. So let's get into kind of like what the story is a little bit. So Dr. Jen, who is the main character of the story, is accused of murdering the king, the emperor, and now must go on a journey to clear his name and free his friends and his master and everything else. I say that this is a good mix of like tokusatsu because you get a lot of those elements early on. You see a lot of like the guys in the monster suits and stuff like that mixed with like the puppets, which I think is really, really cool. Like I said, you don't really get to see a lot of that, but they definitely did their thing for this movie, and I absolutely loved it. The fighting in the movie, you would think like, man, how are puppets fighting? Oh my goodness, like it's ridiculously good. They definitely took their time here, choreographed the fights, blood all over the place, swords clashing, the movement, the fighting styles look really, really good in the movie. I had to catch myself a few times in awe because like I just couldn't believe that they were able to do this with this type of movie or with the puppets and everything like that. And they did a really, really good job. Like, I really nothing to complain about when it comes to the way they did that. I mean, no strings were saw. You can't see it. There was no strings that you could see or anything like that. I mean, it was completely flawless. I don't know if they removed it in post, but you couldn't see it here. Definitely, like I wouldn't say like this is not a child's movie. Like I said, there's a lot of blood, a lot of violence in this movie. Yeah, not to say they couldn't watch it, but wouldn't recommend it for any small child. Because like I said, it's a lot of spears going through people, swords going through people, but you having a good time. You also get a lot of elements of like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, because this is a Chinese. It's still kind of like a Chinese kind of wushu film, like Chinese fantasy wushu film, where you got like the main character who, like I said, his whole deal was to try to get this forbidden book that only the emperor would give him permission to. But in order for him to do that, like he made a deal to get medicine, which is also portraying his master's teachings, and he knows this. But he wants to have knowledge. He wants to be able to know a little bit of everything, and then you get a little bit of that when you see him go into the village, and his checkout library fees are like super high. He owes like a ton of money. Like I said, I mean the set pieces like were absolutely amazing. Like this is like combined with like elements of like real world, like they're putting the pieces in like the real world and like setting up the background of like the models and sets around like real grass, real tree, stuff like that. So you get a lot of like the realism mixed with the puppetry, mixed with the special effects, mixed with the the people in the suits, the monster of the week situation. So we get a lot of that going on within the story, which I think is really, really cool. Like I said, you do not get a lot of that this level of craftsmanship in a movie. It's about 2 hours long, about hour 50, 2 hours long, but it is worth every single second of this movie. I cannot put it down. Once the story got into it, once the action started, and once like it started to unfold, a lot of some of the story was a little bit inconsistent because there were moments where I'm watching this and I'm like, weren't we just here? Like, what's going on? So it was a lot of like certain parts that were kind of skipping around. It was pretty confusing. But like once I got back to like where I was like, all right, okay, this was going on. But sometimes they kind of leave the audience like, all right, we probably shouldn't have had to explain this, but yeah, it would have helped a lot. That they would have let you know what was going on in certain parts. Because like I say, I'm like, okay, are we astral projecting here? Are we like, okay, what's going on? The story also, no spoilers, but also deals with a lot of characters feeling portrayed, characters, wanting to fulfill destinies, and deal with certain things in their life, but they didn't want to try to have to come. You know, most of the hero's journey story, right? But like this, like I said, this movie is incredible. Has no right to be as good as it is. And I can tell you, this probably was not cheap. Like I said, with some of the stuff that you see in this, the time and the time put into this, and the level of craftsmanship, I said, from just the dolls alone, the clothing they were wearing, the weapons, the hairstyles, everything looked like it was like an authentic Chinese story here. If you were watching like a Jet Li or any type of film, but the level of what they can do here is a little bit more heightened, just because like they're not real people, so you can kind of do a little bit more ridiculous stuff. It definitely gives you an animated feel. Anime feel. Like I felt like if this was on this was animated, like this anime style, this would work. This will also work perfectly too. But because, like I said, it's puppets and you get those other elements in there as well, it definitely makes it 10 times better, because they're all different elements drawn into this one movie. Like I say, you don't get a lot of that. You haven't seen like puppetry like that out for me since like Team America World Police, which was like a freaking comedic ridiculousness movie done by the people who done South Park. But like you don't see those puppet movies anymore like that. But this takes it to a whole nother level. Like I said, you're not going to know what to expect from it. For me, this is definitely a buy. If it comes out on, it's in the States, I'm definitely buying this. This is something that I'm going to be wanting to show my friends and people. Hey, if you check this out, check this movie, it will blow you away. But like I said, watched it in Chinese, so I really can't really comment on the voice acting here. Everybody seemed like they was doing a pretty good job. Emoting like through the dolls, because the dolls don't have like mouth flaps and stuff like that, so it's kind of like you're just talking. So it's what I mean. Like it's not really kind of just emoting through the dolls, but it do a really good job. Like I said, I have nothing bad to say about this movie. And as the title says, Demigod: The Legend Rises. There's definitely it's potentially more on the table. I would love to see more of these movies. Definitely want to see more of these movies, or at least more movies in this style, because they did this perfectly. I have nothing bad to say. Everything was worth watching. 2 hours went by quick. You will enjoy it. If you get a chance to watch it, like I said, Fantastic Fest 2022 is where I saw it. It was amazing. I can't wait till this comes stateside. You can rent it or whatever, but definitely check this out. If you get an opportunity to watch this movie, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you thought. Probably had similar thoughts to it as I did. Like I said, for me, I definitely want to watch it again. I can't wait to own it. But let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys next time.